The first time I heard footsteps above my bedroom, I wasn't scared. I was confused. Because I lived on the top floor. There was nothing above me except a small attic that hadn't been opened in years. At least, that's what I thought. My name is Ethan, and this happened 3 years ago, when I rented a small house outside Portland. The rent was surprisingly cheap. The owner told me the previous tenant had left suddenly and that he wanted someone in the house as soon as possible. I didn't ask many questions. At the time, I was working from home, living alone, and trying to save money. For the first month, everything was normal. Then small things started happening. Food disappeared from the refrigerator. Not much. A slice of bread. Some cheese. Half a bottle of milk. I assumed I was forgetting what I'd eaten. Then I started finding doors open that I was sure I had closed. One morning, I woke up and found the television on downstairs. I had fallen asleep in my bedroom. I lived alone. Still, none of this was enough to make me think someone else was inside the house. Then came the footsteps. It happened at 2:13 in the morning. I woke up to a slow sound above me. Creak. Pause. Creak. Pause. It sounded exactly like someone walking carefully across an old wooden floor. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Then the footsteps stopped directly above my head. I turned on every light in the house and searched every room. Nothing. The attic entrance was in the hallway ceiling. It was a square wooden panel that could only be reached with a ladder. The panel looked closed. I convinced myself it had been an animal. Maybe a raccoon. Maybe a bird. The next morning, I called the owner. When I mentioned the attic, he became quiet. Then he told me something strange. There shouldn't be any way to get inside it. I asked what he meant. He explained that the attic entrance had been sealed after the previous tenant complained about animals getting inside. But when I looked at the ceiling again, the panel wasn't sealed. That night, I placed my phone in the hallway and left it recording. Nothing happened for hours. The next morning, I checked the video. At 3:42 a.m., the attic panel moved. Very slowly. A hand appeared from the darkness. Then an arm. Someone lowered themselves silently from the ceiling. It was a man. He was extremely thin, wearing dirty clothes. For almost a minute, he simply stood in the hallway. Then he turned toward my bedroom. The video showed him walking to my door. He stood outside my room for nearly 20 minutes. Just listening. Then he went downstairs. 40 minutes later, he returned with food in his hands, climbed back into the attic, and closed the panel behind him. I watched the recording 3 times. Then I left the house and called the police. Officers arrived and entered the attic. They found blankets, empty food containers, bottles of water, and a small hole in the ceiling directly above my bedroom. Someone had been watching me sleep. But they didn't find the man. The police searched the entire property. Nothing. Then one officer noticed something behind the house. There was a small ventilation opening near the roof. The cover had been removed. They believed the man had escaped before the police entered. I stayed at a hotel that night. The owner apologized and changed every lock in the house. He also installed cameras outside. But I had already decided to move. 2 days later, I returned with my brother to collect my belongings. While packing, I found something underneath my bed. A photograph. It was a picture of me sleeping. On the back, someone had written, "You finally noticed." I immediately called the police again. They took the photograph as evidence. The man was never found. But the story didn't end there. 6 months later, I was living in a new apartment in another city. One night, I received a notification from my security camera. Motion detected, living room. I opened the application. The room looked empty. Then I noticed something in the corner of the screen. The attic panel from my old house. I stared at the image, confused. My apartment didn't have an attic. Then the camera disconnected. I called the police. They searched the apartment. No one was there. The officers told me it was probably a technical error. Maybe an old recording. Maybe corrupted footage. I wanted to believe them. But the next morning, I found the refrigerator door open. And half a bottle of milk was missing. I moved again. This time, I never told anyone my new address. I installed cameras in every room. I changed my phone number. For 3 years, nothing unusual happened. Until last week. At 2:13 in the morning, I woke up to a familiar sound. Creak. Pause. Creak. Pause. But this time, the footsteps weren't above me. They were coming from inside my bedroom. Sometimes, it's realizing that someone has been following you and waiting for you to be completely alone. This next story happened during a late-night drive through northern Arizona. And the person who told it still doesn't know who was following him. Or what would have happened if he had stopped. The same car followed me for 200 miles. I used to love driving at night. Empty roads. No traffic. Just music and miles of darkness ahead. After this happened, I stopped driving alone after midnight. I was visiting my brother and left his house around 1 a.m. The drive home would take 4 hours. The first hour was normal. Then I noticed a car behind me. An old dark sedan with one broken headlight. At first, I ignored it. But after 20 minutes, I noticed something strange. When I slowed down, it slowed down. When I sped up, it sped up. I changed lanes. It changed lanes. I decided to test it. I took an exit toward a gas station. The sedan followed me. I pulled into the parking lot. The sedan continued down the road. I laughed at myself, bought coffee, and waited 10 minutes before leaving. 5 miles later, I saw a car parked on the side of the highway. One broken headlight. As soon as I passed it, the engine started. The sedan pulled onto the road behind me. I called my brother. He told me not to stop anywhere isolated and to drive toward the nearest town. For the next 30 minutes, the sedan stayed behind me. Not close. Not aggressive. Just always there. Eventually, I found another 24-hour gas station with several trucks outside. I pulled in. This time, the sedan followed. It stopped at the far end of the parking lot. No one got out. I locked my doors and called the police. While I was speaking to the dispatcher, the driver's door of the sedan opened. A man stepped out. Then the passenger door opened. Another man got out. They began walking toward my car. I started the engine. They stopped. One of them slowly raised his hand and waved at me. Like we knew each other. I panicked and drove away. The sedan followed immediately. The dispatcher told me police were waiting several miles ahead. I drove faster. Then the sedan accelerated. It came closer. 10 car lengths. 5. 3. Its high beams turned on. Then something hit the back of my car. The sedan had bumped me. A few seconds later, it hit me again, harder. I nearly lost control. Then I saw flashing lights ahead. 2 police cars were waiting near the road. The sedan suddenly turned onto a dirt road and disappeared into the darkness. Police searched the area. They found nothing. One officer asked if I had stopped anywhere earlier that night. I told him about the first gas station. He asked if I'd left my car unattended. I said yes. The officer checked the vehicle. A few minutes later, he found something attached underneath it. A small magnetic GPS tracker. Someone had placed it on my car. Police checked the security footage from the first gas station. The video showed the dark sedan arriving while I was inside. A man got out, walked directly toward my car, and crouched beside it. Then he returned to the sedan and drove away. But that wasn't the worst part. Police checked other cameras along the highway. The sedan had been following me for almost 90 miles before I even noticed it. I asked the officer what he thought those men wanted. He didn't answer. He only said, "You did the right thing by not stopping." For several weeks, I barely slept. I kept thinking about the GPS tracker. They didn't need to follow me all the way home. They could have let me drive away, then found me later. A month passed. Then my brother called me. He asked if I remembered the dark sedan. Of course I did. He sent me a photograph from his doorbell camera. A dark sedan was parked across the street from his house. One headlight was broken. It stayed there for 11 minutes. Then it disappeared. My brother moved several months later. So did I. Years passed, and neither of us saw the car again. Until last year. One night, I woke up to a notification. Motion detected. I opened my doorbell camera. The street was empty. Then a dark sedan slowly passed my house. One broken headlight. 30 seconds later, it passed again. Then again. On the fourth time, it stopped directly in front of my house. The driver's door opened. And the camera feed went black. I called the police and locked myself in my bedroom. Officers arrived 7 minutes later. The car was gone. But they found something on my front porch. A small black GPS tracker. There was a piece of paper taped to it. Only 4 words were written on the note. "You should have stopped." I moved again. And now, whenever I drive alone at night, I don't worry when I see 2 headlights behind me. I watch for one. If you enjoyed these stories, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. More disturbing stories are coming soon. And remember, sometimes the scariest thing isn't what you can see in the dark. It's what might already be watching you.